All right, guys. Meteorologist Alex Pry here. We just had a severe thunderstorm warning issued in our southeast counties. Looks like Lawrence, Montgomery, and Treutlen counties right now. Going through the tail end of Lawrence County, kind of just right parallel to I-16 right here. I'm going to punch that up full screen real quick for you. Give you a better look at it. So as you can see, this is issued until 4 p.m. And it has a good amount of lightning associated with it. We're going to check the hail signature real quick. And yes, this is definitely what prompted the National Weather Service to issue this warning. As you can see at the center of it, this hail is, that is the severe thunderstorm warning. Hold on. Let me fix this real quick. Okay, maybe this will do it. Okay, the hail palette's not working, but judging from the colors, it looks to be about 1 inch in diameter for the hail. So yes, this is a severe thunderstorm that kind of just popped up with the combination of two kind of thunderstorm cells that merged together, it looked like, from what I was monitoring it. Again, it's at the Lawrence County border going into Treutlen, and will clip the northern tip of Montgomery County as well. So right now it's just the strongest hail center of it is just south of I-16 between the towns of Lowry and Orland. Moving into Soperton. So if you do live in Soperton, this severe thunderstorm will be giving you some rain, some lightning, some relatively quarter-sized hail, about 1 inch in diameter. So that is moving into your area in the coming minutes. Again, this thunderstorm warning is issued until 4 p.m. So and within the next 30-ish minutes, Soperton could start seeing some of the effects of this, but where all this concentration of lightning is, that is where we're seeing the strongest hail center in terms of hail in diameter, about 1 inch in diameter. Let's see. See some of your comments. Get to Milledgeville in just 1 second. I'm going to focus on this one right now since the National Weather Service issued this warning. Again, it is moving about a little bit southeast, relatively east though, into Treutlen County. I'll zoom out so you can get a better view. Once again, you can see there's a lot of lightning associated with this cell right here. I mean, not compared to some of the storms we have been seeing, but still a good amount of lightning to where you do not want to be outside for this. So if you are driving on I-16 or know anyone that is, I guess it's about 3:30 right now, kind of getting off work, hitting the interstate, maybe advise them to just stay off the interstate just for a little bit while this storm passes. Again, this isn't a very long-lived thunderstorm, but when it does go over you, you will be feeling the effects of it, damaging winds, some relatively large hail, and then frequent lightning as well. So when thunder roars, go indoors, and when lightning strikes, stay inside. So North Macon, Dodge County. Will Dodge County get any storms today? As I see, there was one that just fell apart in northern Dodge County, north of Eastman right here. But the possibility for storms will exist all day. That's kind of the forecast we have for the next couple of days. It's just going to be that daytime heating, and any gaps or breaks in the clouds rather will heat us on up and produce these kind of pop-up thunderstorms and showers like we are used to for the summertime. As you can see down here, a little bit south of where the warning is, we have another storm just on the Wheeler-Telfair border, kind of south of Alamo and a little bit east of McRae. There's some lightning associated with that as well. But the main one that we're keeping our focus on is right here for this severe thunderstorm warning that the National Weather Service has issued. Don't know why my hail, maybe this is it. Okay, Well, it's not popping up on the screen, but when I'm clicking that center little orange area, I am getting a hail description of hail 0.6 inches in diameter, so just over ½ inch size. We're looking at like nickel size right here. Still very noticeable, could put a couple dents in some of your property or your car as well. Again, shoot me a comment in here. This thunderstorm right now that we're keeping focused on is in the southeast area of central Georgia, moving into Treutlen County, now just south of I-16, moving out of Lawrence County now, and then a little bit of Montgomery is clipped into this as well, but I don't see the bulk of this or the heavy hail going into anywhere in Montgomery County, specifically Terrytown down here. So let's see. After these storms pass, when will they fire back up after 8 p.m.? Yes, we're looking at the possibility of that as well. Kind of just, if you see any sunlight today, that is just going to warm you on up and provide more fuel for rising motion and these pop-up showers and storms to occur. We are looking at the possibility of seeing some storms into the night currently, so I am keeping an eye on that. I was just putting my forecast together when this warning got issued, so I'm looking at a couple more models to give you a better idea about what my opinion is on that. But personally, I think it's going to be a lot like yesterday, that with the presence of that daytime heating, we are going to see showers and storms in the later hours of today. So just because you might have already been through this right here, the thunderstorm, doesn't mean that you can't rule one out for later in the day. They're just going to kind of pop up out of nowhere with the presence of all this humidity. So, sunny in North Macon. Is this coming to Byron? This thunderstorm warning that I'm looking at currently, no, is not coming to Byron. It is moving eastward out of our area, kind of into Treutlen County and then southern Emmanuel County, south of Swainsboro. It looks like it's going to move through Soperton, and I'm going to give you more of a closer localized view of that. So where all the lightning is not currently over Soperton, but the hail core, if I pull that up, is just west of it. So the most amount of hail associated with this, and the largest in diameter, is just west of Orland, right on the I-16, moving into Treutlen County, just out of the Lawrence County line right here. I'm trying to give you some more roads right here. State Highway 29 is looking like where it's going to be passing next. Rockledge, right on the edge of Lawrence County right here as well, but anywhere close to the I-16 line right here is where the strongest effects of the severe thunderstorm are going to be experienced. Let's see. Jeffersonville, you're not seeing any effects of this either. This is further south and east of you. Washington County, you're not seeing this, but there is some rain and some storms up here, as you can see. In Hancock and Washington counties, there's some frequent lightning associated with these storms. Let's see if there are any hail signatures. No hail signatures that I'm seeing with these storms. No severe thunderstorm warnings have been issued by the National Weather Service for these either. So these are your typical summertime storms that are less severe in nature, but we will keep an eye on them in case they tend to get more severe, more lightning gets associated with them, maybe even some more hail. This is the one we're looking at right here, so I'll zoom out and give you a view kind of where that is. Down in Lawrence County, Treutlen, the northern edge of Montgomery counties in our southeast for our WMAZ viewing area. Storming in East Dublin is what Amber says. Yes, that is definitely the tail end of this. A lot of the lightning just moved through Dublin itself and Dudley about 30 minutes ago, so now it's getting the east end of Dublin, just south of Bruton, and just west of Soperton in Treutlen County. So we are going to keep monitoring this until the National Weather Service decides to get rid of this warning or decides to continue it. But it is moving out of our area rather quickly. So once it gets closer to Emmanuel County is out of our viewing area, then we will probably take the stream down. But Wilcox, very dark here in Chester. Let's see. Sunny and Bon Air. I'm glad some of you folks are seeing the sun. It's going to be a very soggy week, as I've been mentioning. So any peak of sunlight you can get, take it and run with it. But also just know that the peaks of sunlight that you are seeing, that daytime heating will allow for more of these pop-up storms, just because when they move over the ground, that warmer air tends to rise more in the convective style, and that is what's going to produce these pop-up storms like we're seeing right now over here in Lawrence and Treutlen counties. It's looking like the track of this is moving a little more northeast, kind of crossing back over I-16, maybe moving just north of Soperton, kind of up towards the Blackville area. Kind of between Adrian and Gillis Springs is looking like the track currently for it right now. Let's see, thundering so bad. Yes, if you are anywhere in East Dublin currently, or let's see, west of Soperton, around the Lowry, Orland area, you want to be indoors. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Nothing tornadic or anything about that right now, but this is still a severe thunderstorm warning. Lots of lightning strikes. There's hail associated with this. I'll pull that back up for the signature. It's not quite as wide anymore, or larger in diameter, but gusty winds, lots of lightning, lots of thunder is definitely something you don't want to be out in. This is a thunderstorm, and nonetheless, you do not want to be outside for it. So if you have any outdoor plans right now, or if you are just out in the yard and you can see this coming, this is definitely something you want to just stay inside for about 30-40 minutes for while it passes over, just because severe thunderstorms should not be taken with a grain of salt either. Let's see, it's heading that way, passing East Dublin, yes. Not exactly heading towards Wrightsville. Wrightsville, you are just north of this, so you will be avoiding the bulk of this. Definitely in East Dublin right now, moving into, see, the bulk, where the severe thunderstorm warning is actually issued is the southern end of the cell, but we're still seeing frequent lightning to the north of this yellow polygon right here. So areas like Adrian and Gillis Springs and areas that aren't exactly in this polygon are going to see lots of lightning. As you can see, multiple lightning flashes associated with this severe thunderstorm, and then you're going to see some gusty winds and maybe even some pea-sized or quarter nickel-sized hail at the largest, but we will continue monitoring that for the hail size as well. Will it hit Wilcox? This will not hit Wilcox, but as I've said, don't rule out the chance for a thunderstorm this afternoon. We still have a lot of daytime heating to do. If you get breaks in the overcast clouds, that will be conducive for producing a pop-up thunderstorm just like this one. Bibb and Jones. Bibb and Jones, yeah, looking rather dry right now. Some clouds in the area, I'm sure, but like I said, anywhere in central Georgia this afternoon, do not rule out the possibility of seeing a storm or two just like this one. They kind of just pop up out of nowhere, and the good news is they're very short-lived. This warning is only until 4 p.m., and I imagine if the lightning goes down and the hail continues to decrease, then the National Weather Service will get rid of this warning, but they very may well issue another warning extending it further over into the east, but by then it will be out of our area. For the WMAZ viewing area, that is, rather. Dry in North Macon, yes, it is. It was a little bit cloudy on my drive up here to the station, but you can see Macon is looking rather dry right now. Some clouds throughout the area, but nothing like this down here that we are seeing. It looks like this storm is continuing to trek a little bit more northeast now. Back, it was kind of trailing. It crossed I-16 right around the Dublin area, and then it kind of popped up with all this lightning and all this hail, and it's just south of I-16 now, at least the center where the most hail is, but then you can see the northern edge of this right above the yellow polygon starting to move a little bit more northeast in direction, moving into southern Johnson County as well, towards Adrian, so it's kind of crossing back over the I-16 line. Let's see if I can kind of get what am I trying to do? There we go. Okay, so yeah, if you've kind of followed my arrow right here, it kind of moved across Dublin, came over I-16 like right here, and then this is where the bulk of it popped up right here, as you can see all those lightning strikes, and then it's kind of trekking a little bit more northeast now, crossing I-16 again. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning that the National Weather Service has issued until 4 p.m., so about 22 more minutes on this warning itself. Would not be surprised if the National Weather Service issues another warning, kind of changing the direction of this polygon because the storm kind of just changed direction in nature, and it's not necessarily moving directly west to east now like this box had indicated. It's more kind of southwest to northeast now, moving into the northern ends of Trutland and the southern end of Johnson counties. So I'm going to get another look at the hail parameter right here. You can see right here it's pretty widespread hail, at least about 1/4 of an inch. And then, let's see, oop, not that. So the size for this, okay, so about 1/2 inch in diameter. So we're looking at about like nickel size hail right now. And then the majority of the area, well, it's within the severe thunderstorm warning, about 1/4 of an inch. So about pea sized to about nickel sized hail. So nothing out of the ordinary as far as large, because we did see hail upwards to about 2.5 inches last week, but still this is a thunderstorm producing hail, so you would not want to be outside while tiny little ice pellets are falling from the sky and hitting you on the head. So that if you are in the vicinity of any of these areas, please go indoors, just wait for this storm to pass. Take caution with this storm because it is a severe thunderstorm nonetheless. And as you can see, the hail continues to kind of just weaken, at least in terms of size and diameter. But nonetheless, it is still there. You can see these brown shaded areas, and there's multiple centers of the hail core in this storm. And as you can see, it's kind of moving more in a northeasterly oriented direction right now. As you can see, where is it? Right here is kind of where, when the storm first popped up, this is where the center of all the hail was, and now it's kind of moving back across I-16 in this general direction, kind of towards Adrian up here in southern Johnson County and western Emmanuel County. Let's see, Washington County, I can hear thunder. We'll go back and take a look up there. Yeah, so Washington County just north and northeast of Sandersville, north of Davisboro, north of Worthen. You're looking at some thunderstorms right there. As you can see, the lightning associated with these. There is no hail associated with these currently. There's no brown shaded signature that we are looking at with that storm further down south. But these are still thunderstorms, so it's probably not the best idea to be out while these storms are moving through. But the good news is they look to be moving out of Washington and Hancock counties now. Hancock has a few more widespread showers, it looks like, coming over from the lake, I would imagine. And it is moving out of our area now into Glasscock, Jefferson, and Warren counties. So there's no severe thunderstorm warning associated with those, but there's still frequent lightning, probably some gusty winds. No hail is picked up on the radar right now, so that is good news, but still just go inside for a couple minutes while you can and just let this kind of pass through. These seem to kind of be popping up right here, so I'm wondering if it's just kind of like warmer areas that have been seeing a lot more sunlight right around this county line of Hancock and Glasscock and into Washington counties as well. So no severe thunderstorm warning issued with these though, so just wait for them to pass and stay indoors because there is lightning associated with this. And as we say, well, when lightning strikes, I say go inside. I need to think of a little better slogan for that, but as Jordan West says, when thunder roars, go indoors. So again, if you have any more comments about where these storms are headed, we can kind of take it from a full picture view. We can start top to bottom. As you can see in the northeast, we have these storms popping up in Hancock and Washington counties moving out of our area in a northeast direction right now. We can see there's frequent lightning associated with these, so it would be wise to stay inside while these storms do pass. And you can see some more downpours in the red and the orange popping up just around Lake Sinclair as well, but no lightning associated with those. We move a little bit further down south, you can see there's a pop-up shower or two moving through Wrightsville, but then this guy right here is what the National Weather Service has issued the severe thunderstorm warning for. It is on the tail end, east end of Lawrence County, moving into Treutlen County, right across I-16, almost a little, the general direction of it looks kind of parallel to I-16, but it's kind of been going southeast and then taking the turn up northeast, so it's kind of been moving up and down across I-16. It looks like most of it, according to the lightning flashes and the center of the hail, is moving towards southern Johnson County, northern Treutlen County, into western Emmanuel County as well, around Adrian and Blackville right now. So if you are in either of these towns, go inside. Take some shelter while this storm passes through. You don't want to be outside for all this frequent lightning, some of the winds, and possibly with the hail. We're going to look at the hail parameter once again. As you can see, still at just about a quarter of an inch to about just over a half an inch in diameter for this hail. So this is nonetheless some ice pellets that are falling from the sky, about nickel size right now at the greatest size. So the good news is it's staying around that half inch parameter compared to the hail sizes that we saw last week with the severe weather that entered our area. So this is much better, but still nonetheless, you want to be inside while this is passing through. And if we kind of look at the direction of this, I'll get the pointer back out. Right here is kind of where it started, where the bulk of the lightning and the hail signature was. And then you can see it's kind of taking a turn towards the northeast, back across I-16, and kind of clipping just the border between Lawrence, Johnson, and Treutlen counties, and then this western little burge right here in Emmanuel County as well. So Adrian, I'm going to give you more of a localized view too about where the lightning and the hail is associated with this severe thunderstorm. Blackville, Oriana, forgive me if I'm not saying that right. Scott, some of the just small towns, some of the roads I'm looking at, say Highway 86, Highway 80, Highway 15. These roads right in here are going to be seeing, at least in the next couple of minutes, if they aren't already, the lightning and the rain and the little bit of hail associated with this. So if you are anywhere in this vicinity, go inside, try to pull over, try to get out of the way of this severe thunderstorm rolling through, and just wait about 15-20 minutes for this to pass. And once that is gone, then you should be clear to go. Let's look at some more comments. Thunder headed to Lake St. Clair, Blackville, almost to the yellow polygon. Yes, I would not be surprised if the National Weather Service issued another severe thunderstorm warning here in the next couple of minutes, changing the direction of this polygon. As you can see, it is more west to east oriented. If you kind of follow the arrow, that's kind of the direction that they thought it was going to be headed, but it's heading more southwest to northeast. So heading in the northeast direction, I wouldn't be surprised if they issue another polygon kind of moving in that direction and taking this one away, because they initially had this moving towards Soperton, but Soperton kind of avoided the bulk of it in terms of hail and lightning. It's windy here in Wrightsville, but no rain or lightning. So yes, we're going to move back up to Wrightsville. I've been getting a couple questions about that. Yes, nothing associated as far as rain in Wrightsville. There's this one cell right here that kind of looks to be breaking apart a little bit. There's a few lightning strikes, as you can see as well, but nothing currently for Wrightsville. And the track that this is currently going on, I would say that this is going to move southeast of you in Wrightsville. We're looking at cities like Adrian, Scott, Meeks, Kite. These small towns right here in Johnson County are the towns that we're looking to see in the track of this severe thunderstorm as it rolls through our eastern and southeastern counties. Tree down across the road in Rockledge. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, these severe thunderstorm warnings will produce winds conducive enough to even blow trees down. So thank you, Sarah, for sharing that. And if that's not a indication of what this storm is bringing, that you should be taking this serious. These storms do have winds and strong enough to bring down trees, just like Sarah just said in Rockledge. So if you are in the vicinity of any of these towns I just named, Adrian, Scott, Meeks, Kite, these areas that are kind of in the general direction of where the severe thunderstorm is headed. You need to be indoors and you need to not be outside or driving on the roads, as there are strong winds, hail, and lightning associated with the severe thunderstorm currently. Pulling the hail back up, as you can see, two shaded areas of this brown right now, about 1/4 of an inch in size. So this isn't huge hail by any means, but it's still not hail. It's still hail nonetheless, rather. Just something you don't want to be outside for. You don't want hail hitting you while you're trying to water your garden or something outside. And if you're in the vicinity of any of these, there's no need to water your garden because you are going to get plenty of rain associated with this as it passes through. So it's 3:49 now, about 11 more minutes left on this warning from the National Weather Service. I'm going to see if I can pull up the chat from the National Weather Service and kind of see what they're thinking. They haven't said anything? Okay. All right. So yes, areas around this, honestly, I keep seeing a lot of comments about thunder. Like I have been saying, when thunder roars, go indoors. It's not just a little catchy slogan. If you can hear thunder, that means lightning is close enough within the vicinity to hit somewhere near you. And as you can see, a lot with this, there are some stray lightning strikes, like, let me get the pointer out, like right here, or like right here, that aren't in the center of this thunderstorm cell. So lightning can strike not just within the thunderstorm, but outside of it as well. So if you do hear thunder, go indoors. It is not wise to stay outside and try to take a gamble with the lightning strike. Anywhere that you do hear any of these rumbles of thunder, just take it inside for the day. Dry off if you're out at the pool or something like that. You don't want to be anywhere outside with the effects of this. As you can see, we just had a tree get blown down in Rockledge. So this is no minuscule storm right here. This is something that is bringing some strong severe weather threats to the area. Not necessarily tornadic in nature, but it is still effects that you do not want to be outside for, and it could cause injury. Let's see, future for Lake Sinclair, and I live between Highway 80 and Highway 86 on Robert Webb in East Dublin. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on that because that's more localized about right where we're looking at. So yes, East Dublin, kind of the Condor area, just south of Bruton, between highways 80 and 86, Kelly, on Robert Webb in East Dublin. I believe the bulk of this has passed East Dublin now. It looks like the thunder and lightning are tailing away with the storm moving more in northeastern direction. I would say that East Dublin is all in the clear, but like I said, if you can still hear thunder outside, it is not wise to go outside or be out trying to drive through this, especially if you are going somewhere to the east of East Dublin, over here in southern Johnson counties, western Emmanuel, northern Shrewtland counties. So highways 80 and 86 right here, you can still see that over towards the Scott area, there's still frequent lightning associated with this between those two roads, as well as Adrian, with some heavy downpours and some very gusty winds. So it is not wise to try to do anything outside or go anywhere around this area in terms of driving right now. Let's see. Let's see. Can you zoom in and show the Macon area? Yes. Okay, so I got a question about Macon and Lake Sinclair. I'm going to zoom back out and kind of show you that. Macon, not going to spend too much time on this. There's nothing popping up right now. Like I said, don't rule out the possibility of a shower or a storm later on today with this convective heating that we're having right now and this kind of summertime pattern. Lake Sinclair, it looks like there's some downpours associated around the lake. As you can see, these orange and red and yellow areas associated with some more showers rather, but nothing thunderstorm related. There were a few lightning strikes. It looks like the lightning is going away, but like I have said, if you do hear thunder, that means lightning is close enough to you, so do not go outside. Definitely not wise to be out on the lake right now, I would say, associated with this, because we are kind of seeing this little cell right here pop up very quickly like this severe thunderstorm warning to the south just did. So if this does continue to grow larger and produce more lightning, maybe even hail, gusty winds, you do not want to be on the lake right now. Washington County area. Yeah, we'll go back and revisit kind of all of these up here. The northern and northeast edge of Washington County, so north of Worthen, Downs, Georgia, kind of around this Washington County, Glasscock County line, we are seeing some showers as well. The Jefferson County line as well, moving into Edge Hill, more thunderstorms rather, I should say. You can see the lightning strikes associated with this all over right here by these white lightning flashes. If they do seem to kind of be fading out, they're not, I guess, as defined in color, like not, you can see how like this one right here is very white, and then some of these over here are more gray because they're fading out. That means the lightning is moving away, but nonetheless, you do not want to be outside if you can hear the thunder, or if you do even see a flash of lightning outside, you don't even have to hear the thunder. So anywhere associated with these, you will want to be indoors, even if they do look like they are kind of breaking apart right now. You do not want to be outside for these. You want to wait until it's said and done and that radar picture is clear. There's nothing going on right there. But currently in Hancock and Washington counties, we are still seeing some relatively heavy downpours, more than likely some gusty winds associated with this as well, kind of moving into Glasscock County around Mitchell, Gibson, Edge Hill, and then trekking more northeast into the tail end of Warren County right here, this Panhandle area. You could be seeing some more severe thunderstorms as well, but nothing like the one down here. We are still seeing a relatively strong lightning presence right here. As you can see, lots of very well-defined white lightning strikes on our radar picture around Scott and Adrian, Georgia, just in South Johnson County, kind of the little panhandle right here of Johnson County, if you will. Let's see, Macon is sunny, no rain here. Yes, Macon is looking nice, but don't rule out the possibility of a storm later on today. Let's see, thank you. So yes, if you are in any of these areas, please go inside and avoid the effects of these severe thunderstorms that are going on. We're going to take a look down in Wheeler and Telfair now, just southeast of McRae, northwest of Lumber City. You can see this cell right here looks to be a fair amount of lightning associated with this, so you would want to stay inside for this between the towns of Spring Hill and Cedar Park on the Wheeler-Telfair County line. There's a thunderstorm cell here. If you are anywhere in the vicinity, in the vicinity of these, you will want to be inside. You will not want to play around with Mother Nature and the lightning associated with this, southwest of Jordan, Georgia as well. I'm going to move back on up here. You can still see some areas of orange and red associated, just kind of some pop-up showers like right here west of Alamo. I'll put the clicker on right here. These areas are still some relatively intense downpours, so you will want to not be outside for that. And especially with the nature of these being so pop-up for severe thunderstorms like this one, you don't want to play around with that. It's better safe than sorry. Just get inside if you do see some rain coming, and especially if you do hear any thunder associated with lightning like this one. So we got 3 minutes left on this warning right now. I am not seeing anything in the National Weather Service chat currently. I'm seeing, some warnings for thunderstorms, heavy rainfall. So what it looks like about 10 minutes ago, this severe thunderstorm right here, they've issued a strong thunderstorm warning for it now, which is one level below the severe thunderstorm warning, but it still does mean that there are strong thunderstorm conditions associated with this as it moves into western Emmanuel, southern panhandle of Johnson County, and it will keep trekking northeast, east in a general direction. As you can see, it's just moving all over the place. I mean, I can kind of give you an idea of how it's moved over the past hour or so. You can see it started out in Dublin, it kind of merged with this cell moving into Treutlen County, and then you can see the bulk of the lightning popped up right there on the west end of that yellow polygon, and then it kind of just crossed on over I-16 and is moving into Johnson and Emmanuel counties currently. So if the National Weather Service does take the severe thunderstorm warning down, then we will go off the live stream as it moves out of our area too. But there are areas around the edges of our WMAZ viewing area that are seeing the effects of these pop-up thunderstorms today. But it does not look like that any of them are going to, right now at least, are going to form another severe thunderstorm warning as we approach 4 o'clock right now. I'm going to read some more comments, see if I can get anything in before something happens. Before something happens, excuse me, before the National Weather Service does anything with this warning. I feel like it's going to rain in Macon the next few minutes. I would not doubt that. It's that time of year, folks. It's just pop-up rain shower after pop-up rain shower, and even look at that, moving into Bibb County, you can kind of see some green forming there. I mean, look how quick these things just pop up for this time of year. So anywhere you could be seeing a rain shower. The rain showers are nice, but these severe storms we could definitely do without. But that's just the typical summertime nature of central Georgia weather. So we can see it's about 3:59 right now. I will stay on the air until they get rid of this yellow polygon. I don't see anything going on in the chat currently. They did issue a strong thunderstorm warning up, and just now at 4 o'clock the box went away. But nonetheless, before I do go off the air, I will make note that these right here at the edge of Washington County moving into Glasscock, the western edge of Jefferson County, these storms are strong thunderstorms is what the National Weather Service has issued. This is a step below a severe thunderstorm warning, so there's no warning associated with it, and this is out of our viewing area currently. But if you are in any of these towns, Gibson, Edge Hill, moving into the western edge of Rents, maybe into that panhandle right there on Warren County, you could see the effects of this thunderstorm moving through the area. And then as we go further down right here, we don't have a severe thunderstorm warning anymore associated with this, but you can see there's frequent lightning, gusty winds. We were talking about a tree down in Rockledge. These severe thunderstorm warnings, this is not a severe thunderstorm warning anymore, but a strong thunderstorm warning is a step below, and you can still see the effects of these strong thunderstorms in terms of gusty winds blowing trees down, or some hail putting some dents in some of your property, or frequent lightning flashes. So if you are in the areas of this down here, the Adrian area, this western tip west of Swainsboro in Emmanuel County, you will want to be indoors as this does pass through. And then as we move a little bit further down, Soperton is seeing some showers as well. The lightning seems to be going away with that. A pop-up cell kind of right here in East Lawrence as well, just the west of Soperton and Terrytown. Got one singular lightning strike picked up on that right now. And then as we move down into the Wheeler-Telfair border right here, just northwest of Lumber City, between Spring Hill and Cedar Park, there's some frequent lightning associated with this, as well as some rain. So we are going to go ahead and go off the live stream, as there is no warning anymore for these storms. Thank you for joining me and trusting in me to keep you up to date with these storms. Again, if we have another one pop up in the coming hours later today, we will be keeping you informed on those. So it's just good to remember, always never take any of this weather with a grain of salt, because it can pop up in just an instant like these have, and they can produce some damaging effects. So it's always better to be safe than sorry. So we will be going off the stream in